Hey, thank you for stopping by. We'll begin here shortly. So grab your favorite cold drink, cold snack, and come hang out for a bit. Alright, I think we're ready to go. Again, thanks for stopping by. Welcome to the workbench. Tonight we're going to go over how to use a webcam, or not a webcam, but how to use a dash cam as a webcam. I'll go over some things that I learned, and hopefully we can pass that knowledge on to y'all, so maybe it'll work for y'all. Alright, so here we go. First off, here is just a cheap dash cam. You can get these off of eBay for, around 20 bucks. Sometimes you can find them as low as 10 bucks. So not super great quality, but the camera in these is, actually a lot better than you think it would be for something that doesn't cost, a lot, 80, 100 bucks. So $20 webcam or dash cam here, and you can use this as a webcam. So that's a, if you're looking to add a webcam to your stream, you're looking to add a webcam to a YouTube video, something like that, this is a great alternative, especially if you happen to have one laying around that you're not using. So let me get into some of the things that I came across with on how to use this guy. So first off, what you're going to want to do is there should be an SD card in here for this to work in your vehicle as a dash cam, because it's going to record a certain amount of time and store that on the USB card, and then when the USB card is full, then it will just simply copy back over it. So to use it as a webcam on your computer, you want to take that card out, and then we'll see if this guy will cooperate with me while I'm live here. We'll just see what happens. So on the bottom or the side or wherever, on your dash cam, there's going to be a port that you would have a cord. Usually this would go plugged into your cigarette lighter, or you may have a hardwired kit into your fuse panel on your vehicle, but you will need this cord. That's going to be the mini USB on one side, and then just your standard USB on the other side that you can plug into a USB port on your computer. So you'll plug it in, and I'm going to plug it in on my computer here. Also, something else that's helpful is to get a USB extension if you need it, if this isn't long enough for you. And I do have a USB extension on this one because it's quite a ways away from my computer. So on your standard dash cam here, let me back up a minute and say, to the best of my knowledge, most of your dash cams, when you plug it into your computer without an SD card in it, it should give you this option here to select mass storage device or PC camera. If the SD card is still installed and you plug it into your computer, then it's just going to think that this is basically a USB flash drive stick, and you'll be able to access it and see all your stored pictures or stored video clips on the card. But if you take the card out, it'll give you the option to select it as a PC camera. So we'll use the buttons on the side. Yours, like I said, yours may be a little bit different style. So I'll go down to PC camera and I'm going to select it here. And now we've got PC camera, and my computer just dinged at me. You might have heard it, saying that this guy is ready to go. So then I can come over here and I can use it. I'm just running Streamlabs OBS for my streams here. And if I select on it, and I may have to do it again, hopefully it's going to work. And of course, you know, I'm sitting here trying to do it live on camera, so it's not going to work. But we'll see. We'll keep trying here, see if I can get it to do something. Yep, figures it's not going to work. I guess I might need to restart my OBS Streamlabs for it to actually connect, but I don't want to do that right now, obviously, because we're live. So just take it at my word, it does work. You'll be seeing this camera in use in some upcoming videos. But yeah, that's all you should do. You know, select PC camera, hit OK, and then it should show up as a video capture device on your OBS or your Streamlabs or whatever software that you're using to do your streams with. So for now, I'm gonna unplug it and we'll get this guy out of the way here. Okay, so once you get that going, you know, you're thinking to yourself, well, I got it working, but how am I gonna mount it? I mean, this one came with this little suction cup deal here that you'd stick to your windshield, you know, and then it's got a little ball on here and you can adjust it, you know, however you need it to go in your vehicle. But this will work. I mean, I've used this before in one of my streams, actually my last stream. I just stuck it to the desk or my table here and clamped it down, and it's there. It ain't going anywhere, as long as your suction cup's still fairly decent. But you can move it around, you know, point it in different directions if you want to. I mean, what I did was I just stuck it in front of my monitor and kind of pointed it up. Well, I'm not gonna say it's a disadvantage. I guess it all kind of depends on what you're trying to do with your webcam. But a dash cam has a real wide view on the lens, so it's not that big of an issue if you're wanting to use it for a webcam, because you can resize the video or the image on it and set it, you know, to what you want it to be. But you may have to kind of turn it at a little bit of a different angle, you know. I mean, you gotta play around with it. It's not as easy as just sticking, you know, a webcam up on top of your monitor or whatever and point and shoot and ready to go. But it does work. It is a lot, like I said, a little bit cheaper of an option. So for me, I guess I'll get into what I planned on using this for, and why just simply sticking it on the table or setting it on the table is not going to work for me. I've got here, and let me grab a new one so I can show you. I got these guys off of eBay. There's lots of listings out there still for them. It's just a professional recording microphone stand. Now this type of stand clamps to a table, and then you can stick the boom arm. It's a boom arm one. I've got one right here, so you can move it around up or down wherever you really want it to be. These stands work really great if you're wanting to get like a USB microphone or a different type of microphone for your streams. You know, this would work great if you had a a table or a desk that you could clamp this to. But yeah, I picked up two of these, 20 bucks, free shipping. So, just jump on eBay if you're interested in getting one of these. And no, I'm not sponsored by eBay, I wish. But I'm just kind of spreading the love, spreading some information out there, some stuff I've come across, in case you or someone that wants to get into streaming. There's some options for you out there. You don't have to spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars to do this. You can if you want, but I don't have that kind of extra money. This is just a hobby for me. So, anyways, 20 bucks, two of these, eBay, pretty cool. They're going to work out really handy, I think, for what I'm wanting to do with my streams, which is repair audio equipment and, build little things, knickknacks, whatever, and tinker around with stuff. I wanted to put cameras. I've got one here, one of these swing arms here. I'm going to mount another one over here on this side of the workbench here. I want to be able to have a camera on here so I can move in, put this where I need it to be if I'm working on something right here. I can put something right here and I can move the camera in, and that y'all can get right up close to what I'm working on and see what I'm actually talking about and what I'm actually working on. The overhead camera is still going to stay. It's going to stay there. I may get a better quality one, a little bit different mounting bracket. I mean, honestly, right now it's hanging from one of my rafters here in my shop from a piece of wire, and just electric tape to the wire, and it's hanging in there, but the wind blows it, or my air conditioner comes on and blows it and moves it around a little bit. It's not the best, so I want to make it a little bit better for y'all, and don't want you to get seasick if this camera starts moving around. But back to these guys, I'll be able to move it around and get into what we're working on. So I'm gonna move this journal out of the way. Here's an issue I ran across with, though. We'll come back, get this out of the way. We'll come back over here to the dash cam. So I don't know a whole lot about cameras, different types of cameras, how you mount them, blah blah blah. I'm fairly certain from a little bit of research that I did that your more professional cameras, photography cameras, that you could use to stream or as a webcam, and people do that, have a little bit bigger mounting hole on the bottom of the camera. I want to say it's 3/8. Don't quote me on that, I might be wrong. But this one right here, I got to looking at this, and you can unscrew it from this mount, and you're left with your little mount here. And if you look at the bottom of the dash cam here, let me see if I can hold it up so you can see it. Little bitty screw right there, little bitty screw hole. Well, that screw hole is a 4mm, and it is a metric thread. So a metric 4mm, and the pitch on the threads is 70, I believe. That's not a very common size at all on webcams that I know of. So that poses an issue with what I've got going on here. Is your mic stand. This one comes with, and I hope you can see that. There we go. This one comes with your microphone holder here, because that's what it is. It's a mic stand, so that's what it was designed for, obviously. But we're going to repurpose it and use it for something else. But if I unscrew this, and this one's, they're not super high quality, but they're pretty decent. I mean, I think they'll do good for what we're going to do. But it comes with, this part here, your microphone deal, and it also came with a couple little adapters here. So this is your standard, your microphone, and let me jump over here and go back to this page so I'm not telling you all the wrong information. Yes, 5/8, okay. So a standard microphone stand, if it's a straight stand, The thread on it's going to be 5/8, and it's 27 thread pitch. So this comes with an adapter that you would screw into this 5/8 fine thread here, 27 pitch, and that converts it to a 3/8 standard thread, which is what this is right here. That's a, if you can see that, 3/8 standard thread. It also came with, I believe this is an aluminum one, a little bit better quality over the plastic. So I guess if you had a more higher quality microphone holder, like a metal one or something, and you didn't want to use this plastic piece on it, you can use this aluminum one, and it just goes in there just like that, and it will screw on to the threads just the same. I'm not going to screw it all the way on, but you get the idea. So here's what I've come up with, looking at this and thinking about, get these out of the way because we're not going to use those. How am I going to mount this guy here to this? Because obviously that ain't going to work. So I'm going to show you tonight the solution I came up with. So if you want to do exactly what I'm doing with your stream and you want to use a dash cam and you wanted to mount it to one of these stands, I'm going to show you my workaround or my DIY of what I've come up with to make that work. So let's get right into it. So I'm just going to start by taking this off, and these are pretty cool because they're fully adjustable. I mean, you can mount the camera on there, and you can put this pretty much any angle that you would need. So we've got our set screw or set nut on here and a little washer. We're going to take those off and we're going to put them out of the way here, and we're just going to pull this out, and that leaves us with the bolt, which we're going to set out of the way, and our two little clamps here. And in here is just the bolt, the 3/8 male thread here. And if you look at it, there's a little notch, if you can see it, a little notch right in here. And that is just where, when these clamps went on here, if the other one was on it, this bolt went through there, just like that. Fumble around and make a mess of myself. Okay, here we go. And that held that in place. And what it did with that notch being in there is it kept this from coming out, so it wouldn't just pull out of the microphone stand. So let me show you what I've come up with, and hopefully this will go together, because I started doing this project and thought, I'm going to go ahead and stream this, so maybe it'll be helpful for anyone else that may want to do this same type of setup. So this is what I came up with right here. I just ran down to my hardware store and I picked up a bag of M4.70. So M4, it's metric 4 is 4 millimeters the size. .70 I believe is the thread pitch by 40 millimeters. And that's going to be the length. So the way you look at this is M4, it's a metric. The size is 4 millimeter. 0.70, and that's your thread pitch. It is a fine thread, times 40 millimeters. That's how long the bolt is. So I'll get you an up close shot of those so you can see. I'll get this back up and see if you can see the information on that in case you need to run down to the hardware store and pick up some of these for your project. Next, I just picked up some 4 millimeter nylon lock nuts. Let's see if you can see that. 4 millimeter nylon lock nuts. And this was the tricky part. This took some looking around to figure out, how am I going to come up with something that's going to be as close to the thickness as this original bolt that I can get. Because obviously, let me pull one of these bolts back out of the bag, and you can see the difference right there, hopefully. So this guy's quite a bit smaller than this. So I had to come up with some type of bushing or something, some way to make this work so this doesn't just fall right out, so it's secure, so it'll stay. And what I've come up with is these guys right here. And these are tension pins. These are pins that you would drive into, so you had two pieces of metal, or trying to think of what best, or something that these would be used on. If you had a pole interlocked inside of another pole and there was a hole drilled through both of them, you could drive these pins through it and it would stay. So just tension pins. And there's the information on that as well. And that's what they look like right there. So it's just a piece of metal, kind of like a bushing, and it's spring metal, and it's cut down the middle, so if you drove this into a little bit smaller hole, it would compress and lock into place. But what we're going to use it for is a bushing. So this is what I made right here. So I just slid the bushing, this 4mm bolt, slid right through the center of that bushing. It was a pretty good snug fit. Ran another lock nut down to hold it in place, and took my Dremel, and that's why my Dremel was out. I did that off camera. One reason I had already started on the project, but second reason it was good is you don't have to hear, I don't have to pause to do it. You don't have to hear the annoying grinding noise. So I just, it's not pretty, but it works. I just Dremeled out a little notch in here with my grinder, or cutoff wheel on my Dremel, and that's going to allow the bolt to slide through there. This guy right here. So here's how it'll work. Just like that. And that can't turn, it can't go anywhere, it can't fall out, because this bolt right here goes through these two clamps, holds it in place, and that's why we had to notch it. And it is very, very close to the same size as this original pin or bolt that was in the mic stand to begin with. So pretty close. So this part I haven't already done, so we'll do this live and we'll see how it goes. Let's try to get this back together. So this is going to be fun. There we go. Okay. So right back together like that, and that is, it's a fairly snug fit. I think that's going to work out for us. So we'll go ahead and put the washer back on. And the plastic set nut. Oh yeah, I think that's going to work out pretty good. The only issue I do see is, it's not quite as tall as this one was by maybe 3/4 of an inch or so. So hopefully with it being a little bit shorter, it won't interfere with the camera won't hit the top of this. But I don't think it's going to. I think we're going to be okay. So we'll see. Alright, so now we'll just, here's what I'm going to do first, is on the original suction cup mount, there's a little plastic nut, for better words, I don't know, lack of words, something like that. Just a plastic nut, set nut or lock nut. So we'll put it on here, like that. Then we'll put the camera on. And I'm going to screw it on until it bottoms out. And I'm going to back it up a little bit, and then I can just use this plastic set screw there. And there we go. And I can move this guy. Oh yeah, we got plenty of room there. I think we're going to be fine. So I can go all the way back to there. I can go all the way straight down if I wanted to. I can swing back around. Of course, that would flip the image upside down, but we can do it like that. So now I can move this guy around, you know, wherever I'm going to need it. And then if I wanted to move it that way, and then just put this set screw back and lock it down, and it's going to stay right there. So we do have enough. That's what I was worried about right here, was whether the camera is going to be able to clear this. I do see an issue though right here, the USB ports right here, so that's not going to work out for us, but I have a fix for that. What we'll do is we'll just move the set screw or set nut over here to the other side. So we'll do that real quick. Because that'll be a pretty easy fix, easy quick fix without having to do any kind of craziness. Oh, I was hoping I'd get lucky and that wouldn't have to fight that. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that worked right there. I didn't have to fight it too much. Alright. So now that's out of the way of where the USB cord's going to be, we can put this guy back on. And we'll plug the cord in and we'll see if we have any issues here. I think we're going to be alright. And then you can just take your cord and put a little bit of slack in it here and just put some zip ties around this right here and run it back where you need it to be. Let's try one more time and see if that OBS recognizes that camera without having to do a restart. And it did not. Hey, Dur's wife. Yes, ma'am, we are doing things tonight. Using or coming up with a way to use an old dash cam as a webcam, and what I had to do to make it mount to a microphone stand to be able to move it around and use it as I needed it. I'm trying to actually use the webcam right now. It does work. I used it in my last stream, but I did not have it plugged in when I started my Streamlabs. And now that it is plugged in, Streamlabs is not liking it. So I think I would actually have to close out my OBS Streamlabs and open it back up for it to work, but I'm not going to do that right now. So we'll just go back and I'll show you how it actually works. So we got it mounted. This is a swing mic stand. It clamps to a table or a desk, and I can move it around in different positions. I can move the webcam up and down. So it's very nice. I think it's gonna be a good addition to the workbench, so I can get y'all right up close and personal with what I'm working on, instead of having to try to figure out what I'm doing looking at, this camera right here. So alright, I think that worked out pretty good. I look forward to using this guy here in the near future, and as soon as I get either find another old dash cam laying around or buy another webcam or something, we'll have these two, and then we'll have a third one. So I think that'll be pretty cool. Alright, well, I appreciate y'all stopping by. Dur's wife, I appreciate you jumping in and checking it out, and have a wonderful evening. Love you all, and we will catch you next time. Thank you. See you later.